Hey guys, welcome to the woods. Well, I've got my little tripod in my chair today so I could sit somewhere, but anyway, I'm just walking along this trail and beautiful, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Temperature again is perfect. There's the tiniest little bit of breeze, and I had a cool little spot that I was meditating on a log just like that. Not actually that one, but it looks like it. Anyway, and little tiny, there's leaves all over the ground, and then little branches are sticking up here and there every 3 feet. And on the tips of the little branches, there's little tiny spiders, and they drop off the branch, come back up, and then leave a little piece of a double web, goes down and back up. And that floats out in the air, and then they just let it go. And they just find places to land, and you just look around the leaves and there's little tiny webs everywhere. Tiny little things. They're not gonna bother anybody. But just sort of reminded me again that we live in an environment of that kind of magic right up into our skin. We are all microorganisms, right? That's what our cells all are. So we can't get too weird about a microorganism that comes in and kind of gives us a shake-up. We're just going to mesh with this new vibration. Our immune system and all these great things that we've accomplished as humans has really been just stuff that just kind of came to us, right? It wasn't through all the hard work, and I don't like the silhouette of my head. Where did all that sun come from all the time? Anyway, did I tell you I'm balancing on this log because I want to give you the right view. So now can I back up on the log still? Look, found a tree. That's better. Okay, so where was I before the sun beat on the side of my head? Anyway, isn't it perfect? Like the sun just gets you and it doesn't. And sitting out there meditating, all the leaves blowing and falling gently, and perfect temperature, and birds and squirrels, and I don't know, just take you to another level. But anyhow, I didn't always figure out how to make that happen in my day, and there's times in the past when I'd have a good day and I felt up and I felt like a positive person. I was accomplishing things with my life and all that stuff. But I couldn't have come and sat on a log in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, not like I am sitting on the log in the middle of the afternoon now in my life. So it's different, I just had a lot of that sense of, I gotta go prove myself, really. I mean, that's what everybody's really shaken down, right? It all sort of boils back to, think about this. I could have been born in any house, with any parents, with anybody, in any part of the world, and met a woman, and I would have still been a guy who is a little bent on, trying to fuss out how I become the happiest human being I can be, and the most advantageous to the planet. That's just my rub. But deep down inside, it's got to be everybody's rub, really, right? I mean, nobody really thinks their deepest dream is to, I should preface that. There's a whole lot of doing that happens on this log and happens in my life. I'm doing a lot more doing now than I was when I was so stressed, busy, trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of doing. I hear people, and I'm not far from a Frisbee golf. No, I think anyway, right up on this hill is the net for the Frisbee golf, so sometimes I gotta watch out for them. But there. Okay, all good. They're walking a dog on the path, so on the trail, the road, really. This is behind the zoo, the access road. But anyhow, so we're on our journey. We could be anybody's life. That's the point I was at. So imagine that would just give you a different past, wouldn't it? All your memories would be different. Your sense of money could be a little bit different. There's a lot of things that could be a little bit different, but really they wouldn't be much different, because energetically, I'm an energy ball, and I came into this body form with my own sort of bent on things, my own sort of sense of self-doubt. It came with me before I got here. And we're landed then on if you want to think about it that way, it's a little rudimentary, but your energy ball lands on this planet, formulated as a human being, and is now on the leading edge of trying to integrate two vibrations, the galaxy's vibration and the planet's vibration. We're trying to mix in between there. And we just want to come in harmony with it, just like all the animals and plants and bugs and microorganisms down to the tiniest things that are millions of them in our body that make up who we are, really, to the big organisms that we call planets and galaxies, and right? It's just a continuum. And on that continuum, all there is harmony and disharmony. Really, right? So there's no real loss of anything. But you gotta get leaning in the direction of everything is perfect and searching out, fussing out, how do I feel better about myself and my past, and just let that go. Clear up my bandwidth for loving on myself and working my way into being present in my own moment, conscious of my own breath in the most loving pace and method that I can muster up. And then dialogue comes out that you are a good guy and you've done the best you can, and you always do the best you can. And if anyone could do better than they did, then that didn't make sense at all. Back up. But anyway, it's like one of those, you can't do it wrong, you never get it done. Just enjoy your life things. I'm going to give you a better view. Anything here, then it's a little harder to move my arm. But you know what? I think we've hit that point pretty good. I think we're just all going to take more time to search out that moment wherever it is. If it's in the woods, great. If it's next to a potted plant at your window. But you got to do it all throughout the day. So I've already done this a bunch of times. I did this when I first woke up. In fact, this morning I needed a little Abraham Hicks in my ear, because weekends are tricky. I made a video on the weekend, but I just didn't post it. I'm like, it's just in a different vibe. It was a video for myself, not a movie. You have to edit something to make a movie. This is just giving you a view of the woods, bringing nature to your phone. All right, so love on yourselves. That's really the key. It's self-worthiness that keeps you from moving to that highest sense of who you are. My energy ball that came in as anybody's body, anybody's husband, anybody's child, anyone's past. What's my vibrations, attraction out there? What am I trying to perceive from my environment? What am I trying to foster up as my, not my to-do in my life, my call, my draw, my path of least resistance? But you got to really quiet yourself down and find some of those moments, like on the log out there, or wherever it is in your world, often as you can throughout the day. That's really not so much just finding that moment. You got to build those into your life. Your bed is a delicious spot. You're in it before you go to bed, and you're in it when you wake up at least. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I take an assessment, where I am. I'm not trying to wake myself up. If I just fall back to sleep, great. But if I'm up, I'm like, am I up and like having dreams of beautiful versions of my life ahead, and such clarity on past and future events, and then leading to such a feeling of presence, of love and acceptance in the moment? If that's where I am at 3 o'clock in the morning, then I'm gonna milk it for all I got. I'll stay up all night if I have to. I'm just gonna let that go. Just keep feeling it, not trying to memorize it, not trying to document it. Just feel it and own it. Now, some mornings you wake up and it's like, oh, I had a funky dream. I was in school and I didn't have all my clothes on. I was unprepared. That kind of stuff that you have weird dreams about years later. And you're like, I guess I'm processing some of that trauma in my childhood. So, but we all are, of course. So that's what dreams are beautiful for. So when you have one of those kind of funky moments when you wake up, then like today wasn't bad, but I'm it's a scale. You're always climbing. Anyway, the weekend was a little bit tricky, but it was I had one of the best weekends I've had, and I told someone else this already. So I'm like, I'm really not downing on the weekend. Just analyzing what Monday, 3 o'clock in the morning was. So Abraham goes in the ears, and when I walk the dog, a little bit more Abraham. And it just helped sort of, pop me up. Then had some work to do this morning. And, just more things that when I come out to meditation that I can kind of process. Well, how's your day been so far? How connected to source do you feel? Sorry, I'm lacking on the view. Yeah, pretty spectacular. What do I have to say that's going to beat that? Nothing really. But if you could smell the smells and And when the hot, warm air from the sun side blows your direction, and then the cooler air from the shade side blows your direction, and it's magical. But it's also present. It's the moment. It's your auditory, your eyes, everything just being in that moment. So I won't be listening to Abraham then, but I might when I first walk in, if I'm feeling a little funky, whatever it takes to sort of get myself up. I think she's got the cleanest message. Just gotta get used to the message, period. Doesn't matter who gives it to you. If this makes you feel awkward, then there's lots of things out there to do, but I don't know what getting inside of yourself, why that would ever not be. Getting to know who you are, getting to know how to use this vibration. Integrating, here be the point, we're at 10 minutes, I'm gonna end it. Integrating your focused vibration on being just what you want to receive back from the world. And that's what you put out, because it has to match. I'm just dialing my quartz inside my brain to bring in a frequency of experience from around myself. And I'll pull that out of people, I'll pull that out of the woods, I'll pull that out of my memories, I'll pull that out of my insights. It's all encompassing, you just feel it. So you aren't gonna memorize it, write it down, and make sure you have a story to tell. That's like these things are never a story. I don't know where I'm going with this conversation, but I feel good already. You know, and today is a good day, and it's beautiful out here, so the weather is really giving me a huge kick up. But tomorrow will be better, because like this morning, it was Monday morning, it was a little bit trickier. Not because like I dread my day or anything like that, but it's just they build on them. Not always the same during the week. Sometimes the weekend builds it up. But generally being around other people is the weekend, and that's when I'm around more people is on the weekend. So that it's not a bad thing, but it's just trickier. I give energy. That's all there is to it. I give energy when I'm around people, and so I got to work up to it. But anyway, but we're all projecting. We just don't know it. Some people project a very weak signal because they don't want to bring in a strong signal because they don't feel worthy of it. There's self-judgment in there. I don't let that in. And that's the whole fuss why people don't like these conversations. And that's the only reason you're listening to them, is so you can observe these woods. Comes another guy with his dog, but he's on the road. I'm on the deer path over here with the Frisbee golfers. So, all right, guys, have a great day. And, I don't know, enjoy the woods. See ya.